Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here and share with you some valuable information. Today my colleague Viz Kamran will present you the information factory for critical infrastructure needs and real-time data analysis for secure digital economy. And under this topic, we'll talk about integration with IT and OT systems, IoT data, information factory security, information factory for critical infrastructure, and control panel. So let's start. First of all, I would like to talk about information factory implementation. But before talking about implementation part, let's look at the definition, the purpose and the benefits of information factory. What is exactly the information factory? Why it's important? And what are the benefits of information factory? So, information factory is centralized infrastructure for data processing and analysis. And as you know, it is the meeting for digital age and demands of digital age. And it serves as a central hub for collecting, transforming, and providing data to analysts and decision makers. And as you can see, these are the benefits of information factory, such as streamline data collection, utilize a scalable high-performance storage system, advanced data analytics tools and frameworks, and so on. Now, I want to show you the information factory architecture. So as you can see, this is the general picture, general overview of information factory. And you can imagine how it's complicated. You can see the processes, the systems, sources, databases, and flows. But I'm not going to deep dive into each part. I want to show you our simple and example of information factory architecture. So there are several key concepts here, such as data integration, data transformation, data processing, data analytics, and so on. But you can ask about these questions. What is the main goal here? Why it's important? What's the main benefit of information factory and its implementation? So, what exactly we are doing here? Basically, we are extracting data from different types of sources. We are transforming and we are loading all data to single source or data warehouse, what we call it. And then, on top of data warehouse, what we can do? We can analyze data, we can create real-time or near real-time dashboards, which is very important, and we can provide these dashboards to users. And at the same time, we can provide alerts, notifications, and so on. And users, based on these dashboards, will be able to see and understand what is happening, and they can make decisions and do some actions based on these dashboards. So at the end, as a result, what we did, we are bringing data from different sources to users monitor. So this is the main goal and benefit of information factory. Now let's deep dive into some part and talk about one by one. First of all, I would like to talk about integration with IT and OT systems. So, as you know, IT and OT systems are two different categories of technology systems, and they're used for different purposes in the organizations. So, basically, IT information technology systems deal with data management, information processing, and communication for business-related tasks, and mainly focus on supporting business processes and operations. On the other hand, OT, operational technology systems, designed to monitor, to control, and automate physical processes and industrial operations. and it mainly concentrates on managing machinery and equipment. So these are the main differences between IT and OT systems. And we believe that integration with both IT and OT systems, integration with IT and OT systems is very crucial for organizations. Why? Because it enables seamless data flow and communication within the organization. So as a result, it creates operational synergy, it increases the efficiency of decision-making process, productivity, and basically it decreases the costs for the organizations. So now my colleague Kamran will talk about IoT data.
Thank you, Arzu. So, hello everyone. I will start my speech with the topic of securing critical infrastructure with the IoT data analysis. So, first of all, IoT data refers to the vast amount of information generated by Internet of Things devices, such as sensors and smart devices that are embedded in various aspects of our lives. So, IoT data change the way we collect and utilize data and generate the wealth of real-time information. But this wealth of data is actually a double-edged sword. So it offers unparalleled opportunities for optimization, but it also generates significant security risks. So in the quest to safeguard these vital sectors, we first must understand the importance of IoT data in the broader context of information factory. When the IoT data enters to the information factory, first it undergoes careful analysis by the information factory itself to detect threats or any anomalies that can jeopardize the security of our system. But so how we can actually protect this data, this IoT data? The first thing I want to talk about is the compliance and the regulations. The compliance and regulations ensure that IoT data handling and the data analysis follows actually the standards. So, yes, the standards. The second things we need to actually talk about is the real-time monitoring. And real-time monitoring actually monitors the IoT data flow to the information factory to detect any threats, anomalies, or any unauthorized access to the system. The third thing is about the data quality, and it measures and involves validating, actually cleansing the data itself and reducing the actually incorrect or malicious data that can enter our system. The last thing we need to actually consider is the network segmentation. So network segmentation divides the IoT data handling and IoT data flow into different segments and different zones to actually decrease the surface attacks and to create the damage localization and decrease the harm to our system. So these were the things I wanted to talk about the IoT data. Now Arzu will continue his speech with the IoT actually security part.
Thank you, Kamran. I believe all of you understand that if we are talking about huge amounts of data, we should think about security part as well. So information factory security basically encompasses the measures to protect data, system, and infrastructure for the organizations. So these measures include data encryption, access control, monitoring and auditing, firewalls, and so on. I'm not going to deep dive into each part, but basically this is the first thing that you should take into consideration and pay attention. Now Kamran will talk about information factory for critical infrastructure needs, why it's important.
So the critical infrastructure refers to the assets that underpin the functioning of our society. So these assets actually are the following, but not limited with the gas, communication, transportation, and defense, and so on. So the functioning of these critical infrastructure is very important for the public safety, national security, and the well-being of nation citizens. So but why the information factory is very important for and crucial for the critical infrastructures? Because in the modern age, most of the critical infrastructure uses data-driven technologies to maintain the optimization and the security. And our information factory that Arzu talked about can be applied to the end of the critical infrastructure that the government uses or established. So how we can actually protect this information factory when we are using for the critical infrastructures? The first thing is about, again, the compliance and the regulations, which actually ensures the data handling follows the regulations and the standards that actually do not create the uniqueness of the data analysis. Second is about the incident response plan. For example, if anything happens to our system, we need to have incident response plan to detect, mitigate, and respond to this attack to get the actual minimal harm to our system. Third thing is about, again, the real-time monitoring to detect any anomalies, threats can happen to our system, or any unauthorized access can come and damage our system. The last thing is about secure communication channels. We need to establish secure communication channels between the information factory and the critical infrastructures, that when third party want to insert malicious data to our system, we will understand that we will actually stop that. So the next, actually, the final puzzle of this speech is information factory control panel. So we talked about the information factory critical infrastructures, but how we will actually control this information factory itself. So here comes the information factory control panel to actually we will monitor and control all the information factories from one place. So this is very important for three main reasons. The first reason is the centralized management. When we have lots of information factory, and if we have actually talking about the critical infrastructure, it means we will have lots of information and it will grow day by day. And so we will need centralized management to manage all the information factories from one place. Second is about the scalability. When as we said, data increases, so its need also increases, and we will here need the control panel itself to monitor and detect actually all the data flow from one place. The third, actually the main reason, is to have independence from the different countries or from different companies when we are actually dealing with the different information factories. Because if we don't have any control panel when we are dealing with critical infrastructures, we will actually depend on different countries and different organizations that will deal with the control panel itself and not us, and that will actually create a major security risk and data flow from the country itself. So in today's speech, me and Arzu want to talk about the information factory and its needs to critical infrastructures, control panel, and how we actually deal with the IoT data when we are using for the critical infrastructure needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.